Good morning, Nashville. Right now it is 4 o'clock on this Tuesday morning, and it's not looking too bad outside. We'll get to your top stories in just a minute, but first, Cody's helping us with what to expect for the day. Now, it looks like we may still see some showers, but we're on the way to brief dry weather.
Yeah, that's right, Lindsay.
3 people are hurt, and a suspect is in custody after a shooting in Madison. This happened on Neely's Bend, right by the intersection of Gallatin Pike. We know one man was shot in the leg, another has a bruise on his ankle, and a third was grazed by a bullet. Officers arrived to help the man that was shot in the leg, and that's when the suspects started shooting in their direction from across the street. Now, we spoke with a witness who was there when this all started. Officers did not return fire, and the suspect was arrested. This morning, we know that the victim is in stable condition. Right now, Mount Juliet police say the area around the Quality Inn is clear after what they've called a critical incident. This happened on Herschel Drive last night. Officers say a man jumped out of a second-story window after claiming that an armed person was trying to hurt him and his girlfriend. Well, investigators learned that this wasn't the case. The man was put in contact with mental health professionals and is not expected to face any charges. We're sharing new video this morning. It shows 2 hikers who had to be pulled out of Fall Creek Falls by helicopter. This was after they got trapped in the river. Now, this video you're watching was posted by the Piney Creek Fire Department. The 2 hikers called 911 when they got stuck in the Cane River yesterday morning. When they realized they were in trouble, THP brought in the chopper to help. The good news for you this morning is that neither of the hikers were injured. Teachers, cover up your ears. Summer vacation is almost over for students across the mid-state. Now, a new recommendation from the Academy of Pediatrics is calling on all children over the age of 2 to wear a mask this school year. Right now, COVID cases are rising in all 50 states. Now, experts are worried that a pandemic rebound could slow down our economy. The highly contagious Delta variant is driving the rise in cases, hospitalizations, and deaths. In Los Angeles County, masks are once again required indoors, even if you're vaccinated. Right now, at least 80 large wildfires are raging in 13 states. Nearly 20,000 firefighters and personnel are on the front lines fighting the flames. Oregon is now home to the biggest fire burning in the U.S. The bootleg fire scorched more than 300,000 acres so far. It's so extreme it can be seen from space, and so dangerous that firefighters have had to find safety for the past 9 days in a row. Developing now, take a look at the rubble left behind after a home exploded in Plano, Texas. As you can see here, the explosion completely leveled the home. A pile of wood and debris are scattered everywhere throughout. We know that 6 people were hurt in the explosion. 3 of them are in the hospital this morning. The explosion reportedly shook homes up to a mile away. Surfside officials say it'll take at least another month to get through the rest of the rubble after that condo collapse. The city's mayor was part of a meeting with emergency responders yesterday. As of Wednesday, 97 people have been recovered from the rubble. Another 12 are still unaccounted for. And take a look at this mess. This was the scene after some heavy rain and flooding in El Paso. Massive flooding left cars submerged at this intersection, with a lot of people struggling to make it towards safety. The flooding also uprooted trees and caused mudslides that covered cars and threatened homes. Firefighters had to respond to a broken gas line after a downed tree fell into a house. There were also several rescues, including the one that you're watching right here. That woman was trapped by high water in an intersection. Trash pickup is 3 weeks late in some parts of South Nashville. A number of paying customers are asking where their garbage truck is and what's going on. The company in question is Waste Management, and they say the problem is that they don't have enough drivers. News 4's Michael Warwick has more on refunds coming as garbage cans continue to overflow. We're sharing new details on the case against Crystal Daniels. She's the mother of Joe Clyde Daniels. Now, she's charged with 1 count of aggravated child neglect in the case. A motions hearing in this case will be in September, on the same day that her husband, Joseph Daniels, is sentenced. He was found guilty of 2nd-degree murder last month. Investigators say Crystal did not report the abuse or homicide of her son, despite having multiple chances to. This morning, we know Joseph Daniels will be sentenced in September. Joe Clyde disappeared in 2018, and his body was never found. We're just a week away from jury selection in Stephen Wiggins' trial. He's the man accused of killing Dickson County Sergeant Daniel Baker back in 2018. Wiggins is charged with first-degree premeditated murder and first-degree felony murder. Wiggins pleaded not guilty. Now, there's been a lot of recent smash and grabs happening around Nashville. In response, some apartment complexes are beefing up security. Now, we showed you this video yesterday showing several cars that were broken into on Church Street. Haiti's acting prime minister, Claude Joseph, is stepping down. He'll hand power over to Ariel Henry. Joseph has led the country since the death of Haiti's president. He'll remain in his original role as Haiti's foreign minister. A new government will be announced today, and of course, we'll have more on that for you as soon as it happens. Right now, China is being blamed for widespread cyber attacks that have targeted several countries, including the U.S. The first U.S. Capitol rioter convicted of a felony received his prison sentence. Paul Hodgkins will spend 8 months in prison for his connection to the riots. That actually carries a maximum sentence of 20 years in prison.
Right.
The government was seeking 18 months in prison for Paul Hodgkins. His attorney says the sentence he got was fair. COVID-19 continues to wreak havoc across the world. The highly transmissible Delta variant is largely responsible for a rise in cases among unvaccinated Americans. In Washington, top health experts will testify today on the coronavirus and update lawmakers on escalating cases across the country. They're also expected to testify on why fewer people are getting vaccinated. Here's NBC's Tracy Potts with more.
On a day-to-day basis.
Studies have shown the COVID-19 vaccines to be highly safe and effective, but misinformation continues to cause doubts, especially in conservative areas. The bipartisan infrastructure deal is on life support. A key Senate vote happens this week on the more than $1 trillion bill. There's growing concern about inflation and, of course, how to pay for it. President Biden insists his proposals are designed to increase the economy's productivity and would lead to lower prices over time. Developing now, lumber prices are still through the roof across the country. Now on 4, a cyclist in Florida is recovering after he was attacked by an alligator. The cyclist was riding on a trail when he apparently slid into the water. Well, that's when the alligator attacked. The man was bit several times. Some people walking their dog helped the man until he could be airlifted to a nearby hospital. Check this out. Now we're looking at the massive cleanup that's underway in Germany after they've been going through devastating flooding. The severe flooding killed more than 160 people in Germany. Another 31 deaths were recorded in Belgium. We're just hours away from billionaire and Amazon founder Jeff Bezos' flight to space. Bezos is heading to the edge of space on the New Shepard rocket. It was developed by his company, Blue Origin. The rocket will shuttle up to 6 paying customers more than 62 miles above the Earth, and there they'll have a few moments of weightlessness and an unforgettable sight of Earth. Bezos himself is excited for making his childhood dreams come true. Bezos' flight comes just 9 days after Virgin Galactic founder Richard Branson took his trip to space.